Caledonia Corvairs lead the best-of-7 series 3-0 versus the Ancaster Avalanche. Good evening, welcome to Morgan Firestone Arena in Ancaster, Ontario. I'm John Molson. The game turned ugly at the HCCC Sunday as the score began to get out of hand. Two different sets of fights, 2 seconds apart, occurred in the opening minute of period number 3. Connor Bramwell, Justin Abraham, Hayden Guittard, and Cole Nagy all received game misconducts for fighting. Matt Hoare scored 2 power play goals and added 2 assists. Eric DeLaurentis also had 2 goals and an assist. The Corvairs skated to a convincing 8-1 victory at home on Sunday night. Mark Sinclair, in his first start in the second round, allowed just 1 goal on 19 shots. Blake Richard allowed 4 of 8 Ancaster goals in the loss before being replaced by Matt Callis at the 38-minute mark of the second. Starting netminders for tonight's game, back in the nets for the Avalanche, number 1, Blake Richard. He has a 4-3 1-loss record as Ben Hughes and Eric DeLaurentis get set to take the opening draw. DeLaurentis wins it, tips it back to the defense, and the Corvairs throw it down the left wing. Adam Burnett back for Ancaster, and Lushcombe chops it out. Lushcombe, the leading scorer for the Avalanche during the regular season, with 48 points during regular season play, 15 goals and 33 assists. Starting in net for the Caledonia Corvairs, number 35, Kevin Entma, making his 3rd start of this semi-final Golden Horseshoe Conference Series. Entma playing games 1 and 2 before Sinclair was in for the 8-1 victory at the HCCC Sunday night. Shot by Lushcombe, caught a piece of Abraham on the outside. Lepore on the far corner, 2 steps inside his own blue line to the other line where Burnett clears it to the line but not out. DeLaurentis chopped it ahead for Lepore. Abraham to center, pass to Hoare, broken up by Zachariah, and Ben Hughes backhands it in for Ancaster before going on a change. Here's Matt Hoare down the left wing. A hard hit by Ryan Cox on Hoare. Hoare tried to sneak down 3 lines on the pass from the defender Blunt. Hoare trying to catch the Avalanche on a bad change. It almost worked before he was taken out of the play by Cox. A face-off down in the right circle, Caledonia zone, out to the left of the Caledonia goalkeeper. Faliro beside the circle, taken out on a check by Patton. Jake Brown at the boards, a bank pass off the far wall. Nil plays it to the other side of center. Cox the long dump in. Entma out to play it. Entma allowing just 1 goal in the semi-final series, a shutout in game number 2, the 3-0 victory, and a 2-1 victory for the Corvairs in game number 1. Bramwell, a side hit underneath the Ancaster bench. Nil picks it up at the end line, slides it to Balanson on the other side. Nagy the tip in, a step inside the Caledonia blue line, and Ryan Moran plays it right back in deep on the opposite side before a icing call 57 seconds into period number 1. Caledonia 44-3-2 during the regular season, the top seed in the Golden Horseshoe Conference. Shot by Guitard, and Entma hangs on. 2 other games in the GOJHL tonight. Game 4 between Elmira and Waterloo at the Waterloo Rec Complex. Same game time as us. Elmira looks to close out that series following a 3-0 victory in Game 3. Purdy, the centering pass to the high slot. Can't find Tanev. Police had possession for a second there. Aaron St. Pierre seeing his first action on the left defense for the Avalanche through this semi-final series. Shot by Tanev, the shot high off the right shoulder of Richard. Shot by Trublin, side of the net down low. Richard making the save once again. And Police, a short backhander down the far side. The Corvairs regroup, pass over center. Moran looking for Gomes at the Ancaster blue line. Lushcombe to the left wing. Ben Hughes, Zachariah on his right. They cross over. Zachariah gets the shot away. The hard wrister, Lushcombe in the slot now. It's bouncing around there before it's picked up by Forsland, played across to Gomes, down underneath for Bramwell, and back down the right wing. Sinclair, top of the circle, beside the dot now, Fontana the shot. Bramwell to Fontana for a quick shot on the opposite side underneath the left circle. Played one step over center to Hayden Davis, also seeing his first action on the left defense for Ancaster. So Ancaster changing up 2 defenders for tonight's game. The suspension of Luke Zupan he'll sit out for 2 games. If the Ancaster Avalanche go any further than tonight, he'll sit for 1 more game. Zupan a fighting major in the 3rd period. Zupan and Bramwell going at it at the 55-second mark of the 3rd at the HCCC on Sunday night. Matt Hoare with 2 power play goals in that game, and the puck out of play on the far side underneath the end line out to the right of Sinclair. 16:40 remaining in the first period. Still no score between the number 1 seeded Caledonia Corvairs and the number 4 seeded Ancaster Avalanche. The shot from the draw by Lushcombe. Hughes won the draw, and it's played up to center by Lepore. Ancaster took possession through the neutral zone. Hughes to Lushcombe on the left wing. Lushcombe drops to a knee. The center, or the slide pass by Zachariah to the right board. The long pass to center, no one there for Caledonia, and an automatic icing as Matt Hoare, the closest to the puck on the long pass out by Ryan Blunt. Brett Farley with the only goal for the Avalanche in the 8-1 loss the other night on the power play at 9:57 of the second. Played in by Blunt. Richard out to stop it at the back wall, plays it to Nil. Treemstra can't handle the pass, and now the Avalanche backed up in their own zone. Brown loses it on the left wing. Hughes brings it to the neutral zone. Bramwell catches him with a knee. And Bramwell on Hughes puts out the knee, Bramwell does, and he'll sit down for 2 minutes. Ancaster to their first power play. Ancaster 1 for 7 on the power play the other night, breaking the streak of perfection by the Corvairs. Caledonia now at 97.2% in the league, in the number 2 spot. Patton throws it the length of the ice, the bank pass off the side wall, deep into the Ancaster zone. McLennan dropped to Lushcombe. McLennan gets it back. The pass in, and Lushcombe deflects it just wide. Burnett in there up to the top of the blue line. Burnett was tangled up with a Caledonia player behind the Caledonia net, went back to the point for Ballinson, and Ballinson now backed up in his own zone, calling with the left hand for a man down the left wing, goes to the right for McLennan instead. Lushcombe beside the circle, the drop to the sideboard to McLennan across to Ballinson, and Ballinson shot low off the left pad of Entma. Entma another save, 2 big rebounds by Entma, and so far the Avalanche unable to hit the back of the Caledonia net with 40 seconds remaining in the Caledonia penalty. Burnett behind his own net, brings it out beside the right circle. Slight pass ahead to Nagy. Nagy taken out by Moran. Tanev behind the net. Police and Purdy on his man. Police keeps it, gives to Burnett across to Triemstra, down to the side wall and back to Triemstra. Burnett the shot into traffic, the deflection by Police, and Owen Burnell picks it up at the end line far corner. Triemstra the shot, deflection in front of the net by Nagy, and the Corvairs able to pick it up. Tanev throws it deep the length of the ice and goes on a change. Forsland up the left wing beside his own blue line is Lepore, and he's hit by Michael Filiro. De Laurentiis ahead to Hoare, the drop to the Caledonia defense. Abraham head up, goes back to the red line, bounces it into the corner. Richard out to play it. Guittard the hard back pass down the side wall. Lepore top of the blue line, shot by Tanev, or excuse me, Abraham. And Abraham gets a shot away with the Corvairs back to full strength. Justin Abraham with 1 goal and 7 assists for 8 points through the playoffs. Caledonia a perfect 7-0, looking to move to round 2. The shot, and Richard deflects it aside. The second consecutive shot by Abraham. Shot the rebound. Hoare heading to the net on the Lepore shot. Forsland goes in behind the net. Cox tried to hit him, and the whistle goes with 11:47 left in the period. We'll take a break. You're watching Game 4 of the GOJHL Golden Horseshoe Conference semifinal on YouTube. Draw one by the Corvairs to the left. Blunt, a chippy pass down into the corner. And Richard leaves it for the defender Burnett. To the side wall for McLennan. Cross ice feed. Lushcombe, the puck bounces away from him. Patton back for the Corvairs, and now Lushcombe chasing, chopping away on Patton's left side. McLennan under the circle in his own zone. Zachariah moves 2 steps off the blue line to Lushcombe. Hughes looked to be offside on the play, and they score. The shot by Burnett and the tap in from the near side of the net. I thought Ancaster was offside on the right-hand side of the blue line. 11:06 remaining in the first period, and the Ancaster Avalanche draw first blood, trying to keep themselves in this series and force a Game 5 in Caledonia on Thursday night. That'll be an 8 o'clock start if necessary. All other games 7:30 p.m. McEnany back to the neutral zone, Police to nil. Balance into the neutral zone. .854, the official time of the goal. Zachariah, the tap in at the near side. Entma, really no chance on the play. A player on the right side slid it to Burnett. And Burnett, the long pass from the left side, hitting a wide open Zachariah. And at 8:54, the Ancaster Avalanche strike first. Draw goes deep into the Caledonia end. Up to the neutral zone for Purdy. Purdy and Tanev crossover. Tanev goes straight to the net. And Purdy elects to take the shot, and it goes wide on the far side. Treemstra up the far wall. A step back of center was Abraham. And Cox clears a deep pass into the corner for Owen Burnell. Abraham, Cox on him. Cox a couple slight taps on the near corner. Trublin back to center. Not a heavy forecheck by Cox, but two effective hits, small hits to knock his man out of the play nonetheless. Faliro to neutral ice. Burnell elects to go on a change. And now the Ancaster Avalanche change up the other four men. Three men changed for Caledonia. Horse stays down the left side. Shot by Hughes high off the right shoulder of Entma. And a whistle stoppage in play with 9:58 to go in the period. Entma with a 4-0 1-loss record in the playoffs, playing 2 games in the Pelham quarterfinal. Sinclair playing Game 3, the 8-1 victory. A .50 goals against average for Entma. That's tops for goaltending leaders through the playoffs, and a .972 save percentage. Lushcombe into the near corner. The slight tap back for Zachariah. Zachariah, the goal scorer. The tip in from the near corner. As mentioned before, Entma really no chance. Lushcombe, the turnover, the shot. Zachariah looking for his second. Tries to go between the pads, and it hits Entma high on the pads. The shot from Hoare looked to be going wide, but Richard snatches out the left hand to make the save. Entma cut the angle at the top of the crease perfectly, slightly angled to his right on the Zachariah shot. Zachariah trying to double the Avalanche lead. Zachariah drawing 1 assist in game number 1 on the Chris Clark goal, the second assist. Ben Hughes drawing the assist number 1. Ancaster with just 2 goals in this series prior to tonight. Caledonia with 13 goals overall through 3 games. Moran from neutral ice to McEnany right side, and McEnany fires it in hard. Blake deflecting it aside on the right side, shot by Moran. Nagy catches a piece of it. Nagy down the left wing. Guittard and the Corvairs Bramwell takes it away from him. Plays it down the left for McEnany. McEnany rings it around the board. Richard plays it out the other side. Nagy with it once again. Down the left wing. Forsland whips a hard clearing attempt around the right side, and Nil able to keep it in. And he shoots from long distance from the right side of the defense. Entma with the save. Zachariah into the draw. Fairley on the right wing. Fairley tripped up by Abraham. Fairley with the only goal of game number 3. The shot, and they score! A quick shot by Cosimo Fontana on the cross-ice feed by Luke Sinclair under the left circle. And the Caledonia Corvairs tie this one up at 1 with 5:49 remaining in the period. Back to center for the draw following the tying Caledonia goal. Hughes loses possession. Sinclair stays on following the assist from the corner. (13:11) the time of the goal with 5:49 remaining in the period. Hughes to the backhand. The shot in itself close to going in. And Zachariah parked on the far side, the opposite corner to his first goal at the 8:54 mark. Burnett over the blue line left side. Tanev goes and picks it up behind his own net. Comes out the left, the pass ahead to Van Horn, the 2-on-2, the heavy shot by Riley Van Horn, the defender out of Calgary, Alberta. And Richard having trouble handling that one, but got the top of his right shoulder on it at the last second. Cox the shot, this time using Van Horn as a screen. Purdy, Burnell chasing him, plays it to Blunt. Back to Van Horn now. McEnany back in the lineup tonight. He missed game 3 with a suspension. Mentioned earlier, Luke Zupan for the Ancaster Avalanche, suspended for 2 games. That following a fight with Connor Bramwell at the 55-second mark of game number 3. That in the third period of game 3. Purdy hops the check of McLennan, plays it to the right wing board. Shot by Lepore. The Lepore shot hit the backboard and came right back to Richard. So the Corvairs looking to play a game of angles. Lepore looking for a funny bounce off the end wall. Hoare on the left wing opposite McLennan. Hughes and Eric DeLaurentis in the draw. And the long high pass out. Ballinson trying to clear the zone. And the disc goes out of play at the end of the Ancaster bench. 4:49 to go, first period of play. Zachariah the first goal for Ancaster. Cosimo Fontana picking the top corner on the near side for the Corvairs at the 13:11 mark. Corvairs trying to go to the conference final with a win tonight. They'd face either the Welland Junior Canadians or the St. Catharines Falcons. That series tied at 1 as the shot by Lushcombe. Hughes tried a tip down by the end line. And a stoppage in play with 4:22 remaining. Game 3 tonight between Welland and St. Kitts. That at the Jack Gatecliff Arena. One of those two teams will take the lead. And the way it looks now, most likely will play Caledonia. Welland winning on Sunday night by a final score of 3-1. De Laurentiis inside the line. Hoare to the left wing, slides it under Treemstra along the ice, and cutting across is Burnett, and he takes out Hoare heavily. Puck at the side wall. Hoare gives Burnett a shove in the back. Hoare didn't like the aggressiveness of Burnett down in the far corner. Bouncing puck back to center. St. Pierre across to Zachariah. Zachariah over center, tipped down the right wing by Ben Hughes. Lushcombe deep. Abraham backhands it from out behind his own net. Bramwell to the blue line. Brown the delayed shot, and he scores. Or excuse me, Brown the delayed shot, and Richard with the glove save at the far post. My apologies, a slip up on my part. A face-off at the right circle, 3:08 remaining in the period. Brown on the draw against Cox. Jake Brown wins it cleanly, back to Abraham, and his shot knocked down by Owen Burnell. Abraham comes off the blue line to check Burnell. And the long pass into the far corner Caledonia zone goes for icing. This game brought to you by real estate sales representative Roland Archer of Remax Land Exchange. If you're in the market to buy or sell a property, give them a call at 519-755-7409 as the shot by Van Horn trickles wide into the corner. Or email Roland at roland@rolandarcher.ca. You can visit him online at remaxlandexchange.ca. Van Horn back to center. Cox brings it over the left side. The shot down low, and Entma the save. Ancaster, I'd say, with one of their better periods of this series. Zachariah opening the scoring at the 8:54 mark. Ancaster, I believe, outshot in nearly every period through these four games, and the action a little bit more even tonight for the Avalanche on home ice. Nagy and Brown. Nagy kicks at it. Brown tries to play it backwards. Nagy picks it up. The backhand from the half wall to Police. Police shakes off the check of Van Horn, back to Burnett, and Entma tips it into the corner. Blunt to the half wall. Burnett on his man, a second body check by Bramwell on Burnett. Blunt plays it around the far side. Balancing a heavy hit on Bramwell, back to Burnett. Burnett keeping it in at the right corner. And playing in a deep pass. The Corvairs now bring it back quickly. Lead pass down the left wing. Jake Brown to Connor Bramwell. Fontana to the end line. Loose puck picked up by Police. Throws it down the left wing from the center ice red line. The long pass by Sinclair, tipped in by Hughes. Hughes tipping it back to Treemstra. Sinclair drawing the first assist on the Fontana goal. Sinclair's pass from along the ice from the end line, and Fontana picking the top corner near side with a beautiful wrist shot over the right shoulder of Richard. Sinclair and Hughes in the draw. Hughes dives ahead to win the draw. Moran back for Caledonia. Treemstra to McLennan. McLennan plays it down the right. Zachariah tips it in. McEnany back to center before he loses it to Zachariah. Sinclair on Zachariah, so Zachariah plays it into the corner. Hughes slides a check back to McLennan, the shot, and the emphatic right kick save by Kevin Entma. Zachariah far corner this time, plays it to the end line, picked up by Abraham and cleared out a play. 21.5 seconds remaining in the period. We'll get you the out-of-town scores as soon as we can. That'll be at the top of the second period. So we'll get you the Welland St. Catharines score. Remember, check out www.gojhl.ca. A whistle with 11 seconds remaining in the period. Face-off to come to the neutral zone closest to our broadcast location. Fontana and Nagy on the draw, or Purdy, excuse me. Purdy dumps it deep down the far side. Balancing to Burnett, and Burnett runs the clock out. So 2 goals in the first period of play. Here's the shots on goal now. 16-13 the shots on goal in favor of Ancaster. So the most solid period we've seen. Here's the out of town as well. St. Kitts over Welland 1-0. 1-1 Welland and Waterloo. So a much more solid period out of the Ancaster Avalanche in period number 1 of game number 4. The best we've seen out of Ancaster so far this series, edging the Corvairs 16-13 on shots on goal. Alex Zachariah with the first goal of the game from Lushcombe and Burnett at 8:54 before Cosimo Fontana tied the game on the near side wrist shot at 13-11 off the assist from Luke Sinclair. And at the end of one period of play, it's the Caledonia Corvairs and Ancaster Avalanche all tied up at 1, with the Caledonia Corvairs in the 3-0 series lead. (16-13) the shots on goal advantage for the Ancaster Avalanche through 1. 1-1 at the end of 1. The Caledonia Corvairs trying to advance to the Golden Horseshoe Conference Finals to face either the St. Catharines Falcons or the Welland Junior Canadians. On the out-of-town scoreboard, St. Catharines with a 1-0 lead on home ice on the Tyler Jackson power play goal at the 17:41 mark of the first. And in the Midwestern Division, the Elmira Sugar Kings and Waterloo Siskins tied up at 1, with Elmira looking to advance to the division final. Christian Ruskowski at 9:57 for the Siskins, the second leading scorer in the playoffs for league scoring. Ruskowski with 5 goals and 11 assists for 16 points. And Clayton Holstra for the Elmira Sugar Kings to tie the game up at the 16:29 mark. De Laurentiis in the draw against Alex Zachariah to begin the second. The linesman fixing a few ice chips at the Caledonia blue line, just underneath the face-off dot to the neutral zone far side. De Laurentiis, Lepore, Blunt on the far side. Ben Hughes, Lushcombe. Can't see the players entirely on the far side. Zachariah on the right wing for the Avalanche. That was Matt Hoare opposite him on the left wing. Avalanche win the draw, but the Corvairs able to clear in deep A big hit there by Matt Hoare on Adam Burnett. McLennan into the corner, and Matt Hoare physical once again. Matt Hoare, the 6'2", 210-pound winger, known more for his scoring touch, leading the playoffs in scoring, but 2 huge body checks for Hoare there. Hoare with 13 goals and 10 assists for 23 points in 7 games, averaging over 3 points a game. So he's got a 7-point lead on Ruskowski in the scoring race as of right now. Fontana from Luke Sinclair. The wrist shot by Fontana to the top corner, the only Caledonia goal in the first. Balancing from the left side, his shot is wide. Zachariah with the opening goal, and the shot by Faliro taken low by Entma. Cleared in deep by Sinclair. In behind the Ancaster net was Bramwell before Cox brought it back up the ice quickly. And a pad save by Entma on the stick save. Entma keeping his right pad right up against that right post. Entma plays it around Brunel. Blunt from in behind his own net. Goes through center on a long pass to Fontana, who tips it in. Guittard at the left wing. Over to Police, tipped away by Moran. Purdy with it now, plays it back to Moran. The short give back to Purdy. Purdy hops around Hayden Guittard. And the quick move to his right. He was able to get a shot down the right wing, Purdy was, quickly on Richard. 1-on-1 now, Faliro opposite McEnany. Purdy back checking in behind Guittard, who now goes off on a change. Zachariah into the corner. Back to the wall, Moran on him, Nagy there as well. 3 Corvairs at the side wall, Nagy and Zachariah for Ancaster. Police to the net, and he scores! Nagy to Police. The turnover underneath the end line out to the right side of Entma. Nagy, the quick slide pass along the ice to Police, and the Ancaster Avalanche get back what was a first period lead, now out in front 2-1. Fontana replying for the Corvairs in the first. And now at 3:47, Police puts the Avalanche back out on top. Brown sidewall, Zachariah loses it in the skates. Bramwell with Patton hitting to the net. His shot, and it's kicked aside by Richard. Zachariah to center. Tips it around Abraham. Zachariah to St. Pierre. Zachariah with a second point. 2:45, so I'm way off, 1 minute and 2 seconds on my math. 2:45 the time of the Police goal. Abraham to Brown. Backhanded back to center. Richard out to play it, and he's way out of the net. Bramwell the shot, and a fallen Corvair in the corner. Bramwell fell over Richard, and he looks hurt. And a Corvair in the far corner. Slowly back up to his feet as well. That's Patton. Richard and Bramwell collided. The training staff out for precautions. Caledonia back to their bench out of respect, and all the Avalanche players, the 3 forwards and 2 defenders, out to the left of their fallen goalkeeper. And Richard able to get up under his own power to a large amount of applause from the spectators here at the Morgan Firestone Arena. Police with his first goal of the series. The go-ahead goal for Ancaster at the 2:45 mark. 16-13, the shots on goal favoring the Avalanche in the first period. St. Catharines with a 1-0 lead. The number 2 and 3 seeds playing at the Jack Gatecliff Arena. One of those teams will grab the 2-1 series lead. Zachariah to the blue line. Blunt backhands it down the wall. Burnett plays it around the near side. Lepore tries to cut it off. Plays it underneath the end line for Hoare. Hoare with those 2 big body checks earlier in the period. Lushcombe, the shot. Burnett, the shovel pass off to his right. And Lushcombe fired high over the Caledonia net. Lushcombe, Lepore takes it away, backhands it off the glass and back to center. Burnett, Van Horn tries to break it up. Lepore in neutral ice to Hoare. Hoare the delay, and the shot flutters over top the Ancaster net to the near side. Hughes backhands it away to safety for the time being, and Zachariah tips it out the rest of the way to the neutral zone. Burnett over center, Lushcombe, Zachariah on his right. Zachariah with 2 points tonight, a goal and an assist. The opening goal and the second assist on the Police goal. Gomes, McLennan on him. Gomes shakes it off, the centering pass just to the left of the slot. Pass ahead, the long shoot in by Cole Nagy goes for icing. 14-17 remaining in the period. This game brought to you by real estate sales representative Roland Archer of Remax Land Exchange. If you're in the market to buy or sell a property, give them a call at 519-755-7409. Tipped out by Police. Moran tried to keep it in. Nagy sends his man Fontana into the boards heavily. And a big hand from the Avalanche fans. Fontana, the goal scorer of goal number 1 for the Corvairs. Caledonia's only goal at 13-11 of the first period. Back to Remax Land Exchange. You can email Roland at rolandarcher.ca. You can visit him online at remaxlandexchange.ca. So a reminder to give him a call on any land or property you may be interested in at 755-7409, area code 519. Moran from neutral ice, backed up on the forecheck by Cox. Abraham sidewall with Fontana to his right. Blake plays it past Bramwell to Treemstra, his own defender. Purdy, a heavy hit on Treemstra. Purdy trying to cause commotion on that near side. Purdy trying his very best to cause a turnover down deep. Abraham off the glass, broken up by Burnell, and it's played back inside the Caledonia line, taken now by Forsland. Captain Abraham with the disc, sees Bramwell ahead of him, elects for a long shoot in off the board. Purdy far side, Treemstra on him, and Treemstra tripping up Purdy on the far corner. Nil backhands it in. Blunt to the sidewall. Back to the play was Lushcombe. It squirted free to the right circle. Played for a second there by Hughes. Trublin to the left for Purdy. Zachariah in the corner. Lushcombe bats it down the wall. Blunt intercepts. To the net goes Purdy. Blunt shot high off the glass. It came right back to Purdy side of the net. Here's a shot. Jake Brown catches the side of the net, far side. Trublin back to the left side of the blue line. Unable to keep it in is Connor Patton. He clears it right back in down deep immediately. Patton to the near corner this time. Blunt from the right. Rings it around the wall. Zachariah to the far side. And he flips a pass down inside the Caledonia blue line. Blunt, Lushcombe on him. Passes to Van Horn. Ahead to Patton. And Brown takes it in neutral ice. Angles to the right wing. Patton skates to the corner. Down underneath the defender, St. Pierre. A break in the neutral zone. The deflection, and they score. The 3-on-1 for the Avalanche. The Avalanche cause a turnover on the right side of the neutral zone. And Police with his second. The Avalanche with a 3-1 lead now with 10:54 remaining in the second period. 54 seconds to the midway point of this game. The Avalanche trying to keep themselves in this series. A must win for the Avalanche tonight or they're done for the season. Abraham into the corner. Burnett plays it around the other way. Guitard, Abraham on him. De Laurentiis into the slot, and the shot wide by Lepore. Pass to Forsland. Forsland hits his man Guitard. Guitard with the second assist on the second Police goal. Forsland played a high pass just as he hit Guitard. And now Abraham and Nagy having words. Things got very heated in the third period of game number 3. 2 sets of fights, 2 seconds apart. And as a result, Luke Zupan not playing tonight, serving a 2-game suspension. Richard covering up with the left hand. Avalanche make a full change. We'll take a break. You're watching game number 4 of the GOJHL semifinal Golden Horseshoe Conference on YouTube. Hoare, the fluttering shot over the net. De Laurentiis standing in behind the Ancaster goal. Lushcombe to the right, Zachariah the shot, and he smacks it off the near side glass. Blunt underneath his own end line. Police at 245, and Police again on the tip. Hughes streaking down the right wing, 3-on-1 through the neutral zone. And Lepore, the backhander. Richard down to his knees along the end line, making the save. Face off in the left circle out to the right of Blake Richard. Puck bouncing around sidewall, picked up by Nagy. Nagy gives Fontana a slight touch on the way by. McLennan loses the disc. Cross ice feed, Fontana looking to pick it up at the top of the Ancaster blue line. Burnett hitting Sinclair, puck loose on the far sidewall. Guittard rifles a backhand pass down into the Caledonia zone. Sinclair to go get it. Nagy picks it up on the right wing for Ancaster. Police in behind the net, and Blunt tips it away from him. Police to the net underneath the right circle. Police now looking for his third. Fontana picked up speed but lost an edge, and the puck came free to Bramwell, now on the right wing. Fontana into the corner for Sinclair. Fontana backhands it from the end line. Burnett knocks him off the puck. Up the near side for Burnell, and it's intercepted by Tanev. Burnett sends Tanev into the board. Cox, the back pass. Purdy picks it off, looking for Tanev. Tanev to the far side. Bramwell open for a split second, but he can't get much on the shot as the delay on his shot, and Cox getting in his line of vision. Welland winning 3-1 on home ice on Sunday night. The first two goals of the game by Welland in that one. Jack Fitzgerald at 9:52 of the first. Josh Allen at 12:16 of the second. The third goal by Tyler Stranges at 12:28. The shot, Richard tips it aside. Nil picks it up to Zachariah. Lushcombe 2-on-2. Lushcombe beat McEnany to the outside and fired a high backhand shot over the Caledonia net. Looks like a hook coming up here to Tanev. The only goal for St. Catharines by Tyler Hildebrand. This was back on Sunday night at the 15:40 mark. And Tyler Jackson connecting tonight. That was the 3-1 Welland win. St. Catharines on home ice at last check, a 1-0 lead. Check www.gojhl.ca. Go to the center drop-down menu. Click on scoreboard, and you'll find the two other scores, Waterloo and Elmira, and St. Catharines and Welland in action tonight. Stratford and Kitchener, the only game yesterday. Stratford winning at the Allman Arena. First three goals for Stratford on home ice. The 3-1 lead over the number 2 seeded Dutchman. Justin Graham with 2 goals in that game for the Culletons. Goals at 4:33 of the first and 8:49 of the second. The only goal for Kitchener, Jordan Delorier at 15:55 of the third. Face off inside the line. 6:38 remaining in the period. A penalty on the board showing to Brennan McLennan, so they'll play 4-on-4 till Tanev's penalty expires. 1:10 left on the high stick to Tanev. Interference on McLennan, so following the 108 to Tanev, Corvairs will go on a abbreviated 46-second power play. Van Horn, the backhand pass, tipped away by the Avalanche's Treemstra on the right side of the defense. Bramwell, the shot, the tip by Blunt, a second opportunity. Blunt, 2 chances to cut the Caledonia deficit to 1. Avalanche make a full change. Matt Hoare on for Caledonia. De Laurentiis in the draw. Van Horn late on the change, escorted to the bench by the linesman. McEnany out in his spot for the Corvairs. Police with 2 tips, resulting in his 2 goals. The second, Police with a head of steam. Here's a break for Faliro. He moves in right off the draw. The Avalanche win the draw inside the Corvairs zone cleanly. Faliro on the forehand. Faliro got past Blunt, went in all alone, but Blunt enough into his sight of vision to maybe distract Faliro. Didn't have a clear-cut breakaway. Yes, it was a breakaway, but De Laurentiis down the right wing. Cox loses it down the right wing and an automatic icing. 5:45 remaining in the period. Faliro had a breakaway, but the Caledonia defenseman back enough so that he wasn't in full on the goaltender Entma. To the corner, Hoare off the end line. Twists and turns away from McLennan, side of the net. De Laurentiis, a upper body check on Balanson, trying to get to the puck. Trying to shoot and shove off Balanson all in one motion. Loose puck picked up by Faliro. Moran into the corner for Hoare. Caledonia on the power play for another 17 seconds. Hoare, Moran pinching in. De Laurentiis the shot. What a glove save by Richard. De Laurentiis labeled it top corner on the Hoare pass out along the end line far side. De Laurentiis with the best chance of the period for Caledonia. Sinclair in the circle. Gomes wins it back to Blunt. Sinclair in behind the net. Police picks it up. Clears to center. Nil tries to break free, but the bigger Forsland topples over his back. Nagy pushing off on Gomes. Sinclair to Forsland. Nagy tries to maneuver his way around him. Sinclair to the right side. His shot heading towards the net is a fallen. Can't see who that is. I believe De Laurentiis. There's snow all over his back. Now checked by Triemstra. No, it's Gomes. Gomes now falling to the ice. Triemstra pleading his case. No call. And Gomes and Triemstra still at each other. The whistle goes. Gomes and Triemstra having words. Gomes knocked down, got up, shoved Triemstra, and then they continued jawing at each other after the whistle. We'll take a break as both teams change lines. You're watching GOJHL hockey on YouTube. Moran, right side of the blue line. Trublin inside the right circle. Brown under the end line. Heads to the net. The shot along the ice by Brown. And the net knocked off on the far side. A dangerous opportunity for Brown. Could have passed off the end line. Instead chose to move right out in front of the slot. Had some room there on the left side to cut in. Face-off won by Hughes. Chops it to the wall for Burnett. Lushcombe back to center. High shot in. And glove down by Entma. Hughes wins the draw. Lushcombe right behind him. And he fires a shot off the back wall in behind Entma. Icing on the call as Brown goes back. Burnett there as well, but Brown there first. An automatic icing. Face off on the opposite circle this time. Hughes and Lepore on the draw. Lepore wins it with a slight draw out to his left for McEnany. McEnany whips it around the wall. Picked up by Patton and cleared. Burnett back for Ancaster. The long pass looking for Zachariah. It was tipped. Looked like a long icing, but it must have been tipped through the neutral zone. Zachariah the first to the puck on the far corner. Patton the shot. Crashing the net are the Corvairs. Patton goes after the rebound, but it was the fallen Caledonia player on top of the goalkeeper, Bramwell, with the best chance. Bramwell right on top of Richard at the end line. Both teams change lines. Bramwell to the right wing, Purdy at center. And Tanev on the left. Police, the 2-goal scorer on the left wing for Ancaster. Moran rings it around the board. Fake shot, top of the blue line. Into the corner for Purdy, the turnaround shot. Bramwell tries a deflection. McEnany, the shot wide of the net. Moran, a man on him. Loose puck, Purdy, the shot. McEnany back for Caledonia. Ancaster making a change. Bramwell trying to catch Ancaster on a bad change at the left side of the Ancaster blue line. A whistle and stoppage in play with 1:53 remaining in the period. The best game of the series for the Ancaster Avalanche, looking to avoid elimination. Caledonia with a 2-1 victory in game number 1, 3-0 in game number 2. The 8-1 blowout in the third game, shot by the seldom used defender on the right side, Hayden Davis. Lushcombe under the end line. Plays it up the half wall for Zachariah. Zachariah, a goal and an assist, the only other Avalanche player with a multi-point night besides Police. Blunt brings it out from the top of his blue line, moves to center before firing it in. Richard around the board. Lushcombe at the side wall, and it caught a piece of the netting on the near side for a stoppage in play. Lepore plays it around the Ancaster net. The pass evades Hoare, so he goes into the corner to chase after it. Lepore to the net, and Richard covering up off to his right stick hand side. And the assistant coach, Jim Vanny, now tossed from the game. Hughes and Lushcombe at the right circle Caledonia zone. Hughes wins it. McLennan winds up. Ancaster on the power play, scoring their first goal, power play goal in the 8-1 loss, 1 for 7 in game number 3. Caledonia at 97.2%, second in the league in the penalty kill prior to crashing the net. Ben Hughes, and another penalty coming up to Justin Abraham by the looks of things, landing over the back of Hughes, sending Hughes to the ice underneath the right circle. So the Avalanche will be 2 men up for 1 minute and 20 seconds, just 12.4 seconds remaining in the period. Purdy back to his bench. Should be Abraham going into the box for landing over the back of Hughes. And Abraham now goes and takes his seat. Hughes stays on, Zachariah on the left, and Blake Lushcombe on the right. Lushcombe with a 48-point regular season. The leading scorer for Ancaster during regular season play. 1 goal in these playoffs coming into tonight as Lushcombe plays it down the right wing board, balancing short pass. Hughes the shot down low, and Entma covers up to the near corner stick side. Entma a lot busier tonight than either one of the first 2 games that he played, games 1 and 2 of this series. Entma facing 21 shots in game number 1, 24 shots in game number 2. The 3-0 shutout. Sinclair playing in the 8-1 victory. Hughes wins the draw. Ancaster with the shots on goal advantage in the second as well by my calculations. We'll wait for an out-of-town scoreboard and a official total on the shots on goal. Police with the only 2 goals of the second, both tip-ins at 2:45 and 8:06. No, Caledonia actually outshot the Avalanche 28-28 now. 3-0 St. Kitts late in the second. And 3-1 Elmira over Waterloo late in the second period. So Elmira trying to close out the Siskins, move to the Midwestern Division Final. St. Catharines trying to gain a 2-1 series advantage at the end of 2 here at the Morgan Firestone Arena in game number 4 with the Caledonia Corvairs in the 3-0 series lead. It's the Ancaster Avalanche 3 and the Caledonia Corvairs 1. Ancaster with a 2-goal lead heading into the third period. Michael Police with 2 tip-ins. Cole Nagy and Alex Zachariah the assists on the first of 2 at 2:45. And Hughes and Guittard the assists at the 8:06 mark. Caledonia turned the puck over in the neutral zone. And it was Hughes with speed down the right side at the time at the side of the Caledonia blue line. Police flew to the net and hit the near corner with a quick tip in. Caledonia inside the last 5 minutes started to pick up on the shots on goal. Tied at 28 through 2 periods of play, but it's the Avalanche with the 2-goal advantage looking to stave off elimination and force a Game 5 at the Haldimand County Caledonia Center on Thursday night at 8 o'clock. Games 6 and 7 in Ancaster Saturday night here at the Morgan Firestone Arena, 7:30 p.m. and Game 7, if necessary, Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. Lushcombe tips the opening draw back to Burnett. Zachariah loses the puck, and the Corvairs clear and make a partial change. Moran on for the Corvairs. Burnett back for the Avalanche up to Lushcombe. Lushcombe moving around McEnany. And Lushcombe fires a shot in his momentum. He smacked his back off the backboard. The shot by Ballinson, and he scores. Burnett across to Ballinson. Burnett on the left side found an open Ballinson on the forehand. And from distance, Entma really no chance. Ancaster on the 5-on-3 connects for their 4th goal. Tipped in by Burnett. Entma out to play it. Zakaria drawing an assist. I'm pretty sure it was Burnett on the left side where they're currently positioned. And Ballinson fires wide. Zachariah on the corner. Burnett to Zachariah. Back to Ballinson, across to Burnett. Ballinson the shot. Hughes trying a tip in front. Still another 20 seconds. The shot by Balanson on the two-man Ancaster advantage. Hughes winds up. Burnell tries to tip it at the far side before going into the corner to grab the loose disc. Shot and they score. Burnett passes to Balanson again, and on the same play that looked much like the fourth goal, Max Balanson connects again for goal number 5. Also on the power play. I'm going to give Burnett the assist on that first goal. So at the 18-13 mark, 1 minute and 47 seconds, Balanson with his second. Nagy to the neutral zone. Entma out to the near side. Nagy McEnany tries to McLennan loses it. De Laurentiis in at center ice. The tip into the right wing for Moran. Hoare spun around on the hit by McLennan. Police back, Hoare a backhand anyway, the shot and they score! De Laurentiis on the goal along the ice. The quick backhand pass out from Matt Hoare. And the Caledonia Corvairs get themselves back in this one somewhat. De Laurentiis from Hoare with 17:27 remaining in the third. Two power play goals by the Avalanche. De Laurentiis responding for the Corvairs. His 8th goal of the playoffs. Tipped in by Brown. Hoare with his 11th assist in these playoffs. Now at 24 points through 8 games. So Hoare still averaging 3 points a game, a point tonight. On the out-of-town scoreboard, Elmira with a 3-1 lead over the Waterloo Siskins, looking to close out that series. Brendan Snyder at 6:03 and Brody Whitehead at 11:59. Dangerous pass out. Trublin. Pass right in the slot, no one there for Caledonia. Could have very easily cut the deficit to 5-3 there. Blunt tips it back to the neutral zone. Cox plays it in from center. And St. Catharines with a 3-0 lead against the Welland Junior Canadians at home, looking to take a 2-1 series lead. Ryan Doucette at 3:04 and Manny Manns at the 14-16 mark of the second. Tanev a long pass in behind the Ancaster net. Picked up by Davis to the side wall, looking for Zachariah. Hughes back to Zachariah. Tipped away by Tanev at center. He loses it immediately. The shot bounces into the corner on the one bounce pass by Zachariah. Davis tries to slide it up the board. Bramwell from the top of the blue line. It passes him. Burnett takes the shot. Adam Burnett drawing 2 assists on the 2 power play goals. They gave it to Zachariah. Lushcomb's side of the net. cuts in past Moran. Bramwell to the angle to the left wing, shoots it in. Richard plays it to the sideboard. Gomes hops on a loose puck. Turnover here, Caledonia looking to capitalize. Play beneath the right circle, looking for Fontana. Fontana, the tying goal in the first period for Caledonia. Police with 2, Balanson with 2. The 2 power play markers for Balanson. Penalties proving costly to the Corvairs on this night. Just 1 power play goal in the playoffs heading into tonight. Lushcombe to center. 14:20 remaining third period of play. McEnany with Faliro on him. Gomes back to the neutral zone to Sinclair, a slide back pass. Sinclair under the end line, looking to chop away at it as Nagy. He's able to get enough of it to get it back to the red line, and Blunt plays it back in for Caledonia. Nil to St. Pierre. St. Pierre, the pass through center to Nagy. He can't knock it down with the front of the forehand blade. Abraham tries to clear. Abraham to the sidewall. Lepore underneath the check of St. Pierre. Here's a shot by De Laurentiis down low. Excuse me. The quick shot by De Laurentiis, and Faliro comes right back the other way with a shot wide on the near corner. Hoare bounces a pass off the bottom of the board. Lepore does the same thing a few inches over. It's picked up and cleared. Owen Burnell left the pass, and it's cleared in from center by McEnany. Balanson with 2 for Ancaster. Plays it up to center to the left wing. Guittard shoots it down the side board. Cox a long shoot in, and glove down by Entma. In other series, Stratford leading the Kitchener Dutchmen in the Midwest Division. A 3-1 victory last night. That was the only game last night. LaSalle in front of the Leamington Flyers. Leamington winning the last game to cut the deficit back to 1. Those two teams in action tomorrow at Western Fair Arena. Davis loses it to Trublin, and the turnover fired high and wide by Connor Patton. Van Horn yanks it off the near board. Kept in briefly by Zachariah. LaSalle and Sarnia, the Legionnaires, now leading the series 2-1. That series resumes tomorrow in Sarnia. No, excuse me, that series resumes Thursday in Sarnia. Also, when we see the St. Catharines Falcons and Welland Junior Canadians play next. 3 games tomorrow. Stratford in Kitchener. Waterloo and Elmira, although it's not likely to go that far. Pass out from the corner by Bramwell. The Leamington-London game we already mentioned. Shot by Tanev in deep. Misreading my scoreboard here. Sarnia and LaSalle are in action tomorrow night. Shot off the inside of the crossbar, and they're calling for a goal. The referee's saying it went in. Purdy scores from the right side board. I don't think that even went in. Even as Caledonia's announcer, I'm pretty sure that did not go in, but check YouTube to see the replay. The official time of the goal, 11:13 remaining in the period. Purdy with the third Caledonia goal. And now the Corvairs right back in this one. I'm going to have a look at that one myself. McLennan backhands to the far wall. The hard shot off the right wing board. Purdy's goal unassisted on the turnover. Gomes under the end line, side of the net, shot by Fontana. And a big save by Richard with the glove right along the end line near side. Fontana shot. Fontana a goal in the first, nearly a second there. The puck right on the goal line at the near corner. 42 seconds to the midway point of period number 3. Max Ballinson with 2, De Laurentiis and the controversial unassisted Mitch Purdy goal. Action really starting to pick up in this third period. 4 third period goals equaling the output of the other 2 periods. Entma plays it around the near board. Sinclair back to Van Horn. Van Horn over center. Sinclair tips it in before it's taken away by Hughes. Lushcombe to the backhand. Gomes in behind the Caledonia net. Lushcombe comes up with it. Shot, the deflection, the rebound. Poking away at it as Ben Hughes. Burnett looking for his third assist of the period. This game brought to you by real estate sales representative Roland Archer of Remax Land Exchange. If you're in the market to buy or sell a property, give him a call at 519-755-7409 or email him at roland@rolandarcher.ca. You can visit him online at remaxlandexchange.ca. Hughes wins the draw. It goes beyond the forehand of Treemstra. Into the corner, Hoare trying a back pass. De Laurentiis too far back to receive the pass, but the Corvairs really coming on now following the Max Ballinson 2 power play goals. De Laurentiis with 17:27 remaining in the period, and then Purdy unassisted at 8:37. Fontana nearly cut the deficit to 1 with his shot right on the goal line. Zachariah, short back pass to Hughes. Hughes winds up the rebound. Zachariah, the swift rebound out to the left of Entma. Maneuvering his way, Lushcombe. Glove down by Zachariah, 2 steps off the right side of the blue line. Lushcombe tries to tip it. Hughes behind the net, centering pass. Lushcombe missing the hard pass off the near corner at the last second. Icing with 8:45 to go. Both teams change lines, so we'll take a break. You're watching Game 4 of the GOJHL Golden Horseshoe Conference semifinal on YouTube. Ancaster wins the draw on a bouncing pass by Nagy off the draw. In behind him off to his forehand side, and now he falls in the corner. De Laurentiis guitared on him. Nagy back to the left side of the line, and it's fired wide by Burnett. Police the shot. He's looking for a hat trick. Max Balanson as well. De Laurentiis into the right circle. Hoare tied up in the corner by Police. So he plays it back to the Caledonia defense. McEnany slides across to Moran. And Moran, the long shoot-in, gloved down by Richard. And he hangs on with Patton underneath the right circle. Caledonia 7-0 in the regular season when these teams played. 3-0 in the playoffs up to tonight, but Ancaster with the advantage on the 2 power play goals by Balanson in the third. Those are the deciding markers, 28-28, the shots on goal even after 2 periods of play. It was 3-1 Ancaster at the intermission. Shot by Patton. He hits the inside of the bar, just to the right of the crossbar, and the Corvairs hit the post again. Patton again. Connor Patton hits both posts with 7:27 remaining in the third. The Avalanche may be starting to tire. The Corvairs really coming on in this back half of the third period. Fontana with the shot along the goal line. And Patton now hitting the goalpost on both sides. First off the inside of the far post, just underneath the crossbar by a couple of inches, and then he rang it off the outside of the near post. Brown the shot, and a glove save by Richard. Richard right at the top of his crease for a left glove save. Purdy right circle, Tanev on the left. Treemstra on the right wing, and the Avalanche win the draw. Burnett flips it down inside the Caledonia blue line. Treemstra to the far side. Burnett, Lushcombe shoots it in. Entma blunt back for Caledonia. Entma tipped it to him. Van Horn crosses his own blue line up for Bramwell. Purdy underneath the Ancaster net. Shot from outside. Tipped at the goal line at the far side. Shot by Blunt. And looking to tip it was Purdy, trying for his second. Purdy with his 5th goal, the 3rd Caledonia goal to cut the Ancaster lead back to 2 at the 8:37 mark. Nagy to the corner for Burnett. The Avalanche win the draw in their own zone, and Burnett throws it the length of the ice deep, a face-off in the same spot. De Laurentiis and Nagy draw right circle. Nagy wins it to Burnett. Same play they won the last face-off on. Burnett, or Guittard rather, whips it around the near board. Nagy moves up, and Van Horn tips it into the corner and goes after his own pass. Laporte to De Laurentiis, shakes a check, the shot, pinballs off both defenders, Treemstra and Nil, and Guittard able to backhand it away to safety from center ice. Abraham to Forsland. Forsland dumps it in. Richard around the board, knocked down by Abraham, backhanded in deep by De Laurentiis. Balanson with Fontana on the back check. Balanson drops to Faliro. Faliro open on the forehand, but he misses the pass. Caught 50% of the back of his blade. And Nils spun around by Forsland. He falls down to the ice, gets up under his own power. Forsland to Sinclair. Sinclair the shot down low. And the stick save by Richard. Fontana, top of the left circle, fires a wrist shot wide. Moran and Burnell battle in the corner. Sinclair now in there as well. Nil knocks his man over. Sinclair to the forehand. Fontana goes backhand forehand. And Richard has to do the splits to make the save on Fontana. Fontana once again close to his second. Zachariah in the first at the 8:54 mark. Fontana responding to tie the game at 1 at 13-11. In the second, Police with the only 2 goals. 3-1 Ancaster after 2. Police at 2:45 and 8:06. And Max Balanson in the third, 2 power play goals to make it 5-1. We thought for sure there'd be a game 5 Thursday night at the HCCC, but then the Corvairs started to come on against the now tiring Avalanche. 4 minutes and 5 seconds to go. Sinclair to Fontana, bouncing puck. Delorier from Hoare with 17:27 remaining in the frame. And Purdy unassisted at 8:37 off the right wing board. Go to YouTube, have a look at that last Purdy goal at the 8:37 mark. The controversial hard wrist shot from the far side board. They said it went in. I have my doubts. Patton, the backhand pass, knocked away by McLennan. And Zachariah clears it the rest of the way. A whistle with 3:15 remaining in the game. Game number 5 if necessary, so if this score holds up, they'll play back at the HCCC Thursday night, 8 o'clock. Game 6 if necessary here on Saturday night. Morgan Firestone Arena, Ancaster, Ontario. The puck picked up and flipped out of play. And game number 7, if necessary, at the Haldimand County Caledonia Center, 7:30 p.m. At last check, the St. Catharines Falcons on the verge of going up 2-1 in that series. Here's a shot and it hits the inside of the bar. 3 goalposts in this third period by Caledonia. And the Cosimo Fontana shot along the end line. Forsland with the shot right side of the line. And he comes close to cutting the deficit back to 1. 2:42 remaining in the third. Abraham through the neutral zone. Now he goes in deep after it, tied up by Balanson. Treemstra and Hoare. Treemstra picks it up. Police tries to tip it out. And now he's tangled up with De Laurentiis. Hoare from the neutral zone. All 5 men back for the Avalanche. Drops it to Forsland, the shot wide of the net. Picked up by De Laurentiis beside the circle. Hoare from the end line. The wraparound. The shot by Hoare. And Richard catches a piece of it. Forsland tries to glove it down. Misses the pass. And Police goes one-on-one with the defender Moran and decides to play the puck back to his defense. McEnany with 1:38 remaining in the game, barring overtime. The deep shoot in, Tanev into the corner. He hits McLennan heavily. Patton on him, the net now empty for Caledonia. Patton to Moran, Moran the delay down the sideboard to Purdy. Purdy to Brown, in behind the net, digging, here's Tanev, the shot, Patton to the net. Burnell down for Ancaster. 3 players in the Ancaster crease out to the right of Richard. And the pressure really being applied by Caledonia now. Ancaster got to 5-1 and then they simply ran out of gas. Put everything they had into those Max Ballanson 2 power play goals. And now the Avalanche hanging on for dear life. Matt Hoare with a wraparound. 3 goalposts by the Corvairs. The shot along the end line by Cosimo Fontana. And a timeout with 1:10 remaining in the third. And now McLennan to the box for roughing. Hoare crushed the net on the wraparound. 2 other Corvairs there as well, off to Richard's right. Richard now returning to the net. De Laurentiis on the draw. Hoare on the left. Patton positioned on the far left. 6 attackers on for Caledonia. Picked up and cleared out. Blunt's got to hurry, and he gets to it at the last second. A last-second lunge by Blunt to get to it before it went into the empty near side. Richard tries to clear, and his clear goes for the length of the ice. Richard trying his hand at the empty net. 39 seconds. A possible offside at the right. Blunt to Lepore. Lepore cross-ice pass. Bringing it in, De Laurentiis. Burnett misses the check, falls down. Lepore the shot, the rebound, in front is Hoare, another shot off the back of Hoare. Back to Blunt, boxing in now, the shot, Lepore wires wide. And Richard able to hang on with 13 seconds to go in the game. The Corvairs still behind by 2. And it looks like the Ancaster Avalanche will hang on for a victory and force Game 5 at the HCCC Thursday night. The face-off going outside the line. The Corvairs needing a miracle now. 2 goals in 13 seconds and a face-off outside. Lepore the shot. His shot hits the back wall. Patton to the net. Hoare chops away at it. Lepore has a look. Blunt to the right. The shot. And it's wired wide at the buzzer. A great game despite the Caledonia loss, and the Ancaster fans give their team a round of applause. Everyone on their feet here at the Morgan Firestone Arena as the Ancaster players mobbed their goalie. Max Ballanson the difference in this one with the 2 third period power play goals. For the Caledonia Corvairs Hockey Club, I'm John Molson. Tonight's final score, the Ancaster Avalanche win it by a final score of 5-3 to force a Game 5 at the HCCC. Please join us Thursday night at the Haldeman County Caledonia Center for game number 5 of the GOJHL semi-final. Once again, tonight's final score, the Ancaster Avalanche 5 and the Caledonia Corvairs 3. The Ancaster Avalanche stave off elimination and force game 5 Thursday night at 7:30. Good night from the Morgan Firestone Arena in Ancaster, Ontario.